The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the minimum wage will be doubled from $16,000 to $32,000 on a phased basis if his government is returned to office for a third term. He says the move is intended to shift the country's lowest earners toward a livable wage system. Dr. Holness made the announcement while addressing a mass rally in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Sunday.
We will double the minimum wage from $16,000, what we have carried it to now, having almost tripled it to $32,000. In our first budget, the minimum wage will move from $16,000 to $18,500, and then gradually after that for the next few years. People are not making a decision to leave what they are doing. Many of them are at home, many of them are at the street side, some of them are hustling, and so the incentive to work at that level is not strong enough. So by increasing the minimum wage gradually, you shift the incentive to work in favor of work. So you're going to get more Jamaicans voluntarily deciding to move out of the unemployment pool and into the labor pool.
The Prime Minister says over the past 9 years, his administration has focused on strengthening the country's economic framework. He says this has made it possible to pursue a livable wage for Jamaicans.
Everything you do, you have to plan it out over a period of time. And that is how we have managed to keep everything stable without asking you to pay any more taxes. And in fact, we have given back taxes to you. We are now giving the solidarity program. We have given a lot of increases in the minimum wage. And now the big thing is that Jamaica will move towards a livable wage. That is what you can expect in the third term of the Jamaica Labour Party. We are the party that moves poor people from poverty to prosperity. We love the poor, but we hate poverty.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Holness says the critics of the JLP have been unable to discredit the numerous things his administration has listed as achievements over the past 9 years.
Our campaign had two distinct parts to it. The first part of our campaign was on achievements. We ran almost 8 weeks of campaign wholly and solely on what we achieved as a government. No other government of Jamaica was able to ever do that. This Jamaica Labour Party government is the first government of this country that could come to the population and lay out unchallenged achievements. If you notice, the PNP, the detractors and the critics could not contest any of the achievements we placed, the 200 and odd achievements we placed in our achievement books. That was not in contest.
According to Dr. Holness, the JLP may have run the best political campaign in Jamaica's history. The general election campaign is set to conclude within the next 24 hours.
As supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party, and indeed all well-thinking Jamaicans, can reflect on our campaign and say that the Jamaica Labour Party probably ran the best political campaign in the history of Jamaica. So if it is that governments must be decided on merit and performance. If that were it, then the Jamaica Labour Party would have already won the elections, because we have placed in the public domain a resume of achievements that is unchallenged and uncontested.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. In the meantime, PNP President Mark Golding told a mass rally in Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay, that under this JLP administration, more than 50% of Jamaicans are facing food insecurity.
It is a new era that Jamaica is embarking on. But the context in which we are embarking on it is a decade of almost no growth. where 55% of the Jamaican people are suffering from food insecurity as measured by the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, where foreign direct investment has fallen by 80% over the last decade under the government of the Jamaica Labour Party, and where the productivity of our workforce has declined by some 21% since 2007. This is why our policies and programs have been designed to address these fundamental challenges facing the people.
Golding says if the PNP forms government, it would introduce impeachment legislation to deal with errant parliamentarians.
We'll be introducing the impeachment legislation, so we will put an end to a situation where an MP can be caught on a video with a big stool in a car park, beating a woman bad, and nothing don't come out of it at all, and he's running to be a candidate for the JLP again in this election. They don't respect the women of this country.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. Now, former Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips is supporting the proposal of the PNP to move the income tax threshold to $3.5 million. Dr. Phillips addressed comrades at a PNP mass rally in Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay, St. James on Sunday.
I am here tonight because the 3.5 million tax threshold that the PNP is going to put in place will help ordinary Jamaicans benefit more from the economy of this country so that it don't just benefit a few people.
Dr. Peter Phillips, a former finance minister. Dr. Phillips was a finance minister from 2012 to 2016. The opposition has shifted its position on how it will fund the raising of the threshold. PNP spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, originally said that the proposal would be funded through organic growth in the economy. Last Friday, however, Robinson told a press conference that the threshold can be financed through funds made available through a reduction in the country's debt to GDP ratio. Chairman of the JLP's campaign committee, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says Wednesday, September 3, will be the mother of all polls as he reacted to findings about the likely outcome of the general election.
I've taken note of the polls that are out there. There are two, the blue dot polls, which show the JLP comfortably ahead, and of course the non-Anderson polls, which shows a statistical dead heat. We have done our own internal polls, and we're comfortable in terms of where we are. We're not complacent. Our position is, while polls are always useful, they do not determine our strategy. And indeed, our strategy is to prepare for election day, because the real poll is really the results in the ballot box. And we think we are comfortably placed. What we need to do now as supporters, as workers, is to do the work for election day on Wednesday.
The latest nationwide Blue Dot poll released on Friday gives the JLP a 13 percentage point lead over the People's National Party, PNP. However, the RJR Gleaner commissioned Don Anderson poll published on Sunday shows the PNP ahead of the governing JLP by 3 points. Dr. Tufton notes that polls have not always been accurate, pointing to the 2007 and 2016 general elections.
We've seen polls that have been off. My friend Don, in his polls in 2007, a few weeks before the election, said the PNP was 4 points ahead. In the 2016 poll, days before the election, he said the PNP was 3 points ahead. Both polls were wrong. The JLP won both elections. So I'm not going to be overly critical, except to say the real poll for us right now is to do the work on the ground and to ensure that come Wednesday, all voters come out and vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. And we're confident in our victory. And the Jamaica Labour Party is the best choice for the future of Jamaica, of all Jamaica.
Dr. Christopher Tufton, chairman of the JLP's campaign committee. PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell says the party is in a good place ahead of Wednesday's vote.
All is well. We have our plans that we've been executing. We think we've been executing well that well, and we will continue to do so. I won't necessarily share exactly what we have planned, because in a space like this, you can't telegraph everything that you're doing. But, you know, we are executing and hitting our target, so I am quite excited about the possibilities on Wednesday.
Dr. Dayton Campbell, PNP General Secretary. The Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, is finalizing preparations for the general election to be held on Wednesday. The Director of Elections is Glasswell Brown.
We are now in the final preparation from September 3rd, and we just appeal again to all electors to ensure that you get your renewed ID card if you have not yet so collected it from the offices. Also, on Wednesday, I would urge everybody to be very patient. We have a voting time period from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., up to 10 hours of voting time. So that's electors to be very patient and be very responsive to the instruction of our team that will be assembled at a different polling station location.
Brown highlighted the consequences of not having an updated voter identification card.
If you have the renewed ID card, it allows you to move through the process a little bit faster than when you don't have the card. As such, if you don't have the card again, it will require you to take an oath, and that could take some time. So that's why we are urging persons to just try and collect your card that are still at the offices that you have not done so yet.
Glasswell Brown, Director of Elections. The National Parent Teachers Association, NPTAJ, says Wednesday's general election should not cause any problems for the start of the new school year. Their president is Stuart Jacobs.
I think everything is smooth going into the new school year. There's going to be some apprehension, some hurdles. The fact that it's in 2 days' time when the school term begins will be the national elections. There might be some disturbance there, but for the most part, all the schools and the PTAs that we have spoken to, they are up and ready to take on the challenge. We just hope that the politicians will do what they are doing and the school system will do what it's doing, unhindered by what is happening.
Jacobs says this week will be used mainly for orientation activities.
We are very positive, the NPTAs are very positive that the system that is in place in the school and that of the election machinery, there won't be a clashing at all. Anything negative, it will be what is expected. But what I can say is that the new school year will kind of begin on the 8th, not for this week. It will just be orientation and aesthetics for the first week or so, minor stuff for the first week.
Stuart Jacobs, the president of the NPTAJ. Now, the new school year gets underway. As that gets underway, the Minister of Education, Dr. Dana Morse-Dixon, says literacy will be the top priority for the Ministry of Education. Minister Morse-Dixon made the declaration during a back-to-school message to the nation on Sunday.
Literacy remains the top priority of the ministry. We want all our children to be confident readers at their grade level. It is for that reason we have timetabled reading in schools for grades 1 to 3 across the country, and will also be providing more storybooks to our schools to help increase literacy outcomes.
The minister says attention will also be paid to students with special needs.
Like much of the world, we're seeing an increase in the number of children with special needs in our schools. As a result, we have taken steps to ensure support is available for assessments to identify and address special needs and learning gaps very early. We're also enhancing training, resources, and infrastructure to boost certification rates across our early childhood institutions. I am so happy to let you know that we will complete a new diagnostic center at CASE in Portland. As the number of special needs students is expected to rise, we are preemptively building out the diagnostic capacity.
Dr. Dana Morse-Dixon, Minister of Education. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.